Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode 7. So last time it was, I guess, the start of Yasu waiting for Butler, right? The 6 years that Butler was not here or was gone. So yeah, she's been waiting and it's been, I guess, at least in this story part right now, it's been 2 years if I'm right. 1982, and let's see what happens today, right? Let us continue.
男ってどうして群れるとバカばっかになるんでしょうね。
Jessica's room was filled with laughter.
なんつうかさ、幻滅するわけだぜ。
By the way, isn't that Mammon? Yeah, that's Mammon, right? Yeah, look at this. Mammon, yeah, it's Mammon. So that's why you can say that in episode 4, Mammon had a bigger role because, let's say in reality, Mammon or her alternate, her counterpart in the real world was, I guess, or had a good relationship with Sayo, with Shannon, and then maybe with Jessica right here.
ちょっと大人びててかっこいいかなって思った人がさ、クラスの男どもで群れてる時にゲビた話して下品な声で笑ってるの見ちゃうとさ。
確かに男同士でいる時の男の方ってすごい子供っぽいですものね。まあ、それを言ったら女も同じようなもんですけど。
The fun chat between girls continued without end. The night Kraus and Natsuhi were out late at the meeting on Nijima, so most of the time Natsuhi was always watching, so Jessica would always make sure to be curt with the young servants. But when Natsuhi wasn't around, Jessica never did that. Damn, like look at Natsuhi, man. Like your daughter has the same age, is the same age of most of the servants, and look at this, they're having fun, like girl stuff, right? Talking about all the different stuff. But when she's here, she wouldn't allow that. She had invited the servants of similar age to her room and they were chatting away noisily. At that age, everyone wants to know about love. Thanks to the rigid and constricting way Jessica had been brought up, she enjoyed talking about it all the more.
お嬢様だって素敵だし、お年頃だし。気になる男の子がいらっしゃるんじゃないですか？
恋はしてえけど、気になる男子ってなかなかな。
By the way, speaking of love with Jessica, are we gonna see Kanon soon, by the way? Maybe, right?
お嬢様はもっと恋に積極的でもいいと思うんです。余裕ぶってられるのも今のうちですよ。友人の誰かが付き合いだしたなんてことになったら、急に世界がひっくり返りますよ。
そんなわけねえじゃん。私の友達に裏切り者はいねえぜ。多分。
ああ、ダメダメ。女の友情で一番信用ができないのが恋の出し抜きです。お嬢様だって素敵な人と知り合ったら絶対友人なんて裏切って付き合っちゃいますって。
シャノンはどうなんだよ。
Shannon is pretty shy. Is she gonna answer?
私ばっかりでずるいぜ。シャノンも話せよ。
私はそういう方が身近におりませんし。
Not around. He's far, far away, and like Orihime and Hikiboshi, I don't get to see him very often. In fact, I don't even know when I'll be able to see him again. However, I believe that he'll comfort me someday. I believe it.
シャノンは裏切るなよ。彼氏作るなら一緒だぜ。約束。
ああ、シャノンちゃんみたいな子に限って案外早く一抜けしちゃうもんですよ。
Girls like Shannon get a head start.
シャーノン、白状しろ。本当に付き合ってるやつはいないよな。
So how old are they supposed to be in this day? 1982, so let's say about 15, yeah, maybe 15, 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that range.
いませんよ。本当です。
本当に？
本当です。
私たち恋人作るのは一緒だからね。絶対だぜ。嘘ついたら針千本ノーマス。
はい。約束します。それは嘘をついてる顔ですよ。絶対この中でシャノンちゃんが一抜けする。私にはわかるんです。奥手そうな子がいつもみんなを出し抜くんです。
なんだよこの野郎。白状しろ、白状しろ。
お許しください、お嬢様。くすぐったい。
And so another Sunday afternoon passed by. Like, look at that. Just girls having fun, right? Isn't that nice? Like, I mean, I guess you would understand Natsuhi because, yeah, they're rich nobles. That's why she wouldn't allow Jessica to talk or at least hang out or play with the servants because of that. You could understand that, but what I'm saying is, yeah, look at Jessica, just being a normal girl with the other people with the same age. And yeah, she's showing her true self, I mean. Right? Remember, was it this episode? Yeah, was it this episode, right? She was talking about another self that she can show when she's not in front of her parents. So basically, this is it. I worked my way out of the fight and looked up at the sky through the window. Is Butler's son happily chatting away with his friends somewhere right now? Just like I am? As I think of you like this, are you thinking of me? But if I ask that, the same as admitting I don't trust you. So I will wait. And when you do come for me, I'll announce then and there that I'm quitting my job. I am already prepared myself to do so, but you haven't come yet. That isn't because you won't come, but because I'm not determined enough yet, right? It's because I haven't clearly envisioned the future with you, right? So I will wait, no matter how long, until you come for me or riding a white horse. I will always treasure our promise, the promise of our precious resolve.
男と約束なんかしちゃダメです。当てになりませんって。
Thinking that she had read my mind, I spun around. Of course, she hadn't, but...
やっぱその辺さ。
It's kinda sad though, right? Yeah, kinda sad. I mean, kinda really sad.
男と女で価値観ってかなり違うと思うんだよ。
違います。全然違いますって。
No, because it feels like a one-sided thing. Because yeah, for Shannon... Yeah, her love, I mean, and then she doesn't know what Butler is thinking.
基本的に女の子は夢見がちで、男は何も考えてなくて適当って感じです。
Girls tend to be dreamers and guys just do stuff without thinking.
異性同士で心を通わせるって、やっぱ無理なのかな？
相当難しいと思いますね。女はすぐに相手のことが分かったような気になっちゃう悪癖がありますから。男の言う、特に深い意味のない言葉に、いちいち何かを感じてしまって、勝手に勘違いしちゃうって結構ありますから。
いる、そういう子。はために見て、どう見ても大したこと言われてないのに、一方的に彼は私に気があるとか言っちゃってる子。いる。
的な勘違いって痛々しいですもんね。
Oh my god, them saying this. And then yeah, Yasu is there, Shannon is there. The pair of them laugh together. Honestly, that hurt though, yeah. When a girl gets the wrong idea, could that be me? No, that can't be. After all, Butler-san clearly made a promise. He said he'd come for me riding in a white horse. I mustn't doubt. I'm sure this conversation I'm hearing is just another one of God's trials. So I won't listen. I won't care about it.
勝手に心が通じたとか思っちゃう痛い女の子にだけはなりたくねえぜ。
Those demonic sneers tormented me and tried to lead me astray. I'm sure he'll come to the next family conference. Hopefully. But probably not. But Butler-san didn't appear at the 1982 conference either. Bit by bit, things were changing from the way they'd been at the last family conference he'd come to. Everyone had gotten completely used to Kirie-san, Rudolph-sama's new wife, and she came down off the boat with a familiar stride. Her daughter Asumu, Angie, Angie-sama was growing well, and all of the family focused their attention on her. Even Maria-sama, though she was still tiny, was already 5 years old. She was full of energy and old enough to enjoy playing with George-sama. Imagine if Kirie named her daughter Asumu. Jessica-sama and George-sama had already stopped talking about Butler-san's absence. It was the same with the other relatives too. No one touched on the subject as though they had forgotten that Butler-san was missing. Maria-sama had only been 3 when she'd seen Butler last. It was doubtful whether she even remembered him. I mean, she didn't really remember him, right? In episode 1, she was like, who are you? She was still very, very little the first time she saw him. In just 2 years, all trace of your existence has been erased from the Oshirimiya family conference. It's kind of sad. I mean, it is really sad though, right? That's what happens. Yeah. Like when a person, let's say just a person dies in general, like they would be talking about you and then a year, 2 years, forgotten, right? Yeah, it's sad, man. That made me sad. And so...
今年もバトラ様はお帰りになられませんでしたね。
そうだね。
The flowers are not fully bloomed, by the way, yeah. They have flowers there, but not that many.
彼が来なくて寂しいかい？
それは、
You should ask George, are you feeling a bit jealous?
ルドルフおじさんたちも彼の話を切り出さないし、どうやら僕たちが思ってたよりもずっとバトラ君は本気だったみたいだね。
あいつ本気でもう帰ってこねえのかな。
やっぱりあれは巣立ちだったんだよ。彼は新しい人生のステージに向かって羽ばたいていった。そういうことじゃないのかな。
無鉄砲のはちゃめちゃなやつだったけど、ま、男ってのはそういうもんなのかもしれねえぜ。
彼のことだからね。新しい生活もきっと順応して楽しく元気にやっていると思うよ。だから心配しなくていいと思うよ。
When George-sama said that with a smile, I felt a bit uncertain. What does he mean by there's no reason to worry? I'm sure he's enjoying himself.
バトラのことだから私たちのことなんかケロッと忘れて楽しくやってるんだろうぜ。
うん、きっとそうだよ。そして僕はそれが一番だと思うな。バトラ君は自分と家族、そして亡くなったお母さんのことを考えて新しい生き方を自ら選択した。
I mean, like words like that? I mean, you could say what George and Jessica is saying is for the good, but for Shannon, for Yasa right here, it's, yeah, it hurt. Let's say it hurts. Like her hearing this. What does he mean? There's no reason to worry. I'm sure he's enjoying himself. And then while she is waiting for Butler to come, Butler is just having fun, right? And not returning here. So it's a different feeling, I mean.
なら、その新しい人生にまっすぐに生きてほしいね。
So like, yeah, Butler forgot about me. He's just having fun now outside ROKKENJIMA.
後ろ宮家のことなんて忘れてしまうくらいがちょうどいいよ。
Like even though I love him so much, I think of him every time. I wait for him every time. He's just out there enjoying himself. George Sama smiled at me as though expecting me to agree. After a moment of shock, I smoothed my expression over and found the expression he was expecting. Is Butler-san living happily? Having forgotten about the family, about me, about our promise? That can't be true. It just can't be. Butler-san must be looking forward to that day of decision just like me. I'm not mistaken about that. He promised me. He said he'd come riding a white horse. I never asked him to say that. He'd said he'd come for me one day. I resolved myself to live life for his sake. He made that promise himself. For 2 years, I've believed that. I've done all I could to make it through God's trials and the whisperings of the demons that tried to throw me from my path. And yet the things both George Sama and Jessica Sama are saying are so cruel. Butler-san has forgotten about us and has started a new life? Why are they telling such lies? Like, yeah, what George and Jessica was saying is they meant well because, yeah, for Butler, for what he experienced, right, with his dad, and yeah, he's a hatred for that. So what they're just saying is, yeah, it's good for him that he's enjoying himself for now, right? But yes, for Yasu, it's different because for her, they made a promise and Butler is not keeping that promise. But she is still doing that, and her hearing about that, like, oh, by the way, he's just having fun out there. It's gonna mess with her again. She's gonna doubt again, yeah. But that night, I dreamed of Butler-san for the first time in a long while. The Butler-san in my dream wasn't the Butler-san I believed in. It was the Butler-san that George Sama and Jessica Sama had spoken of. The one who had forgotten everything and started a new life. Morning. I woke up with a tear-stained face. The face I saw in the mirror. I cried and told me it couldn't wait any longer. If I managed to wait this long, why can't I wait any longer? This is a trial, so we must believe in him and wait. But the me in the mirror spoke. It was sharper than a fragment of glass. I talk about this promise with him, but did we ever really make such a promise? Wasn't Jessica Sama talking about it? That some girls are dreamers who get the wrong idea. And wasn't George Sama talking about it too? He said that Butler-san had gotten used to his new life and had forgotten about the Ushinomiya family. And now he isn't the only one who's forgotten. Unless I ask about it, everyone in this island has forgotten his name. Even Rudolph Sama doesn't say his name anymore. Even I weren't here, or even if I weren't here to remember his face, perhaps his existence would have been erased from everyone's hearts. I don't believe it, so I won't doubt it. Butler-san must still remember his promise. We're both waiting for the day of the decision, the day we'll be together. Butler-san. Butler-san, I firmly made up my mind. Does the fact that you're not here mean after all I'm not determined? No. It's because you and God are testing me, isn't it? In that case, I will endure. Until the promised day inevitably comes. So please, Butler-san, I want some proof that you haven't forgotten me. It was a crack that ran across my ceramic-like heart. I had to acknowledge it now. It may be that I'm pretending not to notice something terrifying and sad. Butler-san makes me yearn for him. Butler makes me sad. Butler makes it hurt. Butler-san, do you still remember me now? Well, 1 year again, in 1983. I think Canon is gonna come soon now, yeah. Because if I remember correctly, Canon is, he's been working there for 3 years in 1986, right? So he's gonna come soon, at least this year. 1983, maybe Canon's character is gonna be born. And then came the third family conference since Butler-san left. If the number of beds was going to increase, we would have been told about that when setting up. The fact that nothing has changed in particular means that he probably won't be here this year either. Clinging to the final bit of hope, I stood by the docks watching the boat draw closer.
Yo, シャノンちゃん。今年もべっぴんだね。
ほら、エンジェ。足元に気をつけて。
いやあ、シャノン。やっぱり六軒島はいいね。早く、クラウスおじさんもリゾート化すればいいのに。
しなくていいわよ。もったいないわ。それもそうね。お久しぶりね、シャノンちゃん。背、ちょっと伸びたんじゃない？
ありがとうございます。
今年もいい天気や。こうして親族誰一人欠けることなく元気に揃うのは実にめでたいことや。
それでは皆様、お屋敷にご案内いたします。
So after all, Butler-san has been so thoroughly forgotten that he might not have existed in the first place. I'm sure the sadness will show in my face. Not wanting anyone to see it, I turned my back to the family and led the way up to the mansion by myself. Then suddenly, someone mentioned Butler-san's name and I jumped.
バトラ君に会ったんですか？
元気にしてました？
ええ。
Oh, Kyrie. Okay, Kyrie.
元気だったわ。先日、エンジェを連れてちょっとだけお茶をしてきたの。
I was surprised. So Kyrie-sama was in touch with Butler-san. According to her, both Butler and Rudolph-sama had long since calmed down after their fight, but both were so stubborn that they hadn't found a good chance to make up. And since Butler-san had gotten used to living with his grandparents and going to school there, and considering those grandparents might make things even more difficult, going to convince Butler-san to come home wouldn't be easy.
仕方ないわよ。バトラ君よりアスムさんのご両親の方がお怒りだったと思うもの。
I mean, obviously, man, that was their daughter.
もうこの喧嘩はバトラ君とルドルフさん2人だけのものじゃなくなってる。
It's not like they're just random people. Asumu was their daughter, and Rudolph pretty much, yeah, just moved on like instantly, right? So yes, they would be mad.
じゃあ、バトラーはそのうち帰ってくるんですか？
ルドルフさんと仲直りをするけれど、後ろ宮家に帰ってくるつもりはないみたい。仕方ないわ。気持ちもわかるもの。
It was a bit of relief to hear that some of the bad feeling had died down in these 3 years. If you take Asumu's parents into account, it's no surprise that things haven't gone as well as they could. But if Butter-san doesn't hate Rudolph-sama anymore, then someday, surely he'll come back. He'll have grown so much. My resolve will not waver anymore. For some nights these past 3 years, I felt sad and resentful. But now it feels as though those 3 years were something I needed. After all, the seeds of love, the faint feelings I had once for you, have budded powerfully in waiting for the day that we'll be reunited. This is how honest my feelings for you are now. I love you. I want to see you again as soon as I can. It's sad, yeah. Until that time, I'll keep that bud of love warm and growing for you. 3 years of waiting. I won't doubt the coming of that day anymore. Just as I think of you under the same sky, I believe that you are thinking of me. I'm sure this news about him is a sign that God is cheering me on. So I ask God one more time inside my heart. Since my feelings for Butler have not wavered for a day these past 3 years. So let me know that he feels the same way. I know that asking for that is a sin. However, now that we've reached a 3-year turning point, I want some gift from God, any gift to show you that I have not waited in vain. This is what I prayed.
そうだ。バトラ君とみんなもずいぶん長く会ってないでしょ。みんなも寂しがってるだろうから手紙を書きなさいって言って書かせてきたのよ。
Let me guess. Yeah, of course, obviously there is nothing for her there. Did God really hear my prayers? I felt as though my heart was going to leap out of my chest. She's happy right now, but yeah.
バトラからの手紙？へえ。あいつ何を書いたんだろう。
彼の近況でも書かれてるのかな。楽しみだね。
Kirei-sama pulled a brown envelope out of her bag and handed it to George-sama. Just one? When George-sama opened it, several folded letters came out.
これは僕宛てみたいだね。一枚一枚宛先が違うみたいだ。はい、こっちはジェシカちゃん。
サンキュー。
これはマリアちゃんにだって。
Even for Mari.
読めるかな。
後で読んで聞かせるわ。ありがとう。
エンジェちゃん宛てもあるよ。
Angie as well. I mean, yeah, little sister, I guess.
さすがにまだ読めないよね。
Yeah, Kirei is just gonna burn it.
読めるようになったら渡すことにするわ。
こっちは元気で楽しくやってるぜ。だってさ。ならよかったぜ。
Nothing for Shannon. Let's look at Shannon is asking.
全部ですか？
She's asking if there's more.
うん。これで全部みたいだね。ありがとう。
Is it really though? George-sama handed me the empty envelope. Okay, it's empty though. Apparently he thanked me because he thought I was offering to throw it away for him. And clearly there was nothing inside. There was no letter from me. Is it though? Or did maybe George take it? Like, I remember George was jealous, right? Yeah, I mean, no one knows, right? Will we have a battle here? Did George take the letter intended for Shannon? Who knows?
おやおや。文面を見る限り、バトラ君は随分元気に過ごしてるみたいだね。
As he was the one literally giving it to the people, right? He could have took two at the same time. If he saw the one addressed to Shannon, he would took it and say like, oh, there is nothing for you. Because he was technically jealous of that.
毎日が充実してるってさ。
私の方にもそう書いてある。
That's messed up, man. Yeah, if that was real, or if George really did do that, Yeah, that's one of the factors, I guess, that you can say that. This is one of the factors, I mean, that made Yasu did what she did. If she had a letter this time around, maybe she could have waited much more longer and had more faith, right? But now everyone is getting a letter and then suddenly she didn't get one after thinking about Butler for 3 years and loving him still. And that love was not even, let's say, reciprocated, or she didn't even get a letter. Yeah, I mean...
楽しく過ごせてるならそりゃ結構なことだぜ。バトラ君たらひどいわね。キリエさんに手紙を書けと促されるまで私たちのことを忘れてたそうよ。
バトラ君らしいでしょ。ずいぶん生活が充実してたみたい。学校では女の子にモテモテみたいよ。
へえ、それはすごいね。
バトラは変に気ざったらしくて笑えるとこがあるから、そういうの好きな子もいるだろうな。納得だぜ。後宮家へ帰ってくるつもりはないのかしらね。
ないみたいだね。僕の方に六軒島に行くことはもうないだろうって書いてあるよ。
And then he's saying this. He doesn't think he'll return to ROKKENJIMA again. That's a stab in the heart. I knew that all of these letters were trials from God. The fact that there was no letter for me, and the fact that he was enjoying life and had forgotten about ROKKENJIMA, were just more trials. God is testing me. The fact that there was no letter for me alone is proof of that. That's what I want to think. But now it's just too much. Leon, what is Leon gonna say?
あんたにとって大切な約束だったかもしれない。それはバトラにとってはそうではなかったらしいな。
Yeah, one-sided, as I said, one-sided.
そんな。それじゃ迎えに来るという約束は。夢見がちな私の錯覚か。
バトラにとってはちょっとしたカッコつけただけの意味のない言葉だったのかもな。
He did say that, yes, in the earlier chapters, that he would sometimes do that, say cool stuff. To anyone but her, it would have been such a funny story to hear. That promise with Butler might have been an illusion the whole time. In the first place, we don't know if they both felt the same way about each other at all. I mean, I guess they felt, yeah, the love there, because Butler did say that Shannon was his first love, right? But afterwards, probably for Butler, maybe not anymore. Gotten past that, who knows? Love is an illusion. However, if both sides are seeing the same illusion, that love's become true. However, when the feelings of each side are different, then it's nothing more than a joke.
これがバトラの罪だ。
Yeah, this is Butler's sin.
約束と誤解させたこと。
違う。
え？
それを覚えてさえいなかったことだ。
He didn't even remember.
破った約束ならなじることもできる。悔いることも、あるいは取り返すことも。でも覚えてさえいないことは何も問い詰めることができません。バトラさんを憎むことなどできません。バトラさんは約束を破ってさえいないのですから。
ただ初めから約束などなかった。
ただただ悲しいだけの 滑稽な物語。
I kept on crying and crying. I dug my fingernails into my pillow, soaking it with my tears. How much easier it would be to hate something. But I can't hate anything. I just couldn't get over my miserable arrogance, which had led me to believe for the 3 whole years that he felt the same as I did.
わらわのせいだ。わらわが無責任にもバトラが約束してくれたかのようにそなたに不意調してしまったのだ。いいえ、誰も悪くないんです。私が彼の気持ちも私と同じだと決めつけてしまったから。約束こそバトラーはしなかった。しかしバトラーの気持ちは決していい加減なものではなかったはず。そなたのそれに比べれば確かに多少の温度差はあろう。しかしそなたのことを好いていたのは間違いない。それだけは間違いない。もうやめてください。私が好きなように彼も私を好きだと何の疑いもなく信じてきました。慰めないでください。むしろ嘲笑ってください。
Before I knew it, a dull, inescapable pain had pierced my chest. When I pressed my hands against my chest, I realized what that pain was. It was the bud of love whose seeds I had sown and nurtured in my heart. Its roots had spread all the way across my chest, tormenting me like a metal wire wrapped around my heart. They look less like roots and more like fissures running through my heart. I can only hold back the pain by tearing out the root of love. But no matter how much I scratch it, I am only scratching at the chest. The root of love doesn't move at all. If I started hating Butler-san without any lingering interest or regrets, I'd be able to pull this root out easily. Once I did, it would probably leave a hole behind. At least it wouldn't hurt me anymore. But I can't pull it out. Even though it hurts so much, these roots of love are still stuck in my heart.
シャノン、私今もバトラさんのことが大好きです。会いたいです。帰ってきてほしいです。いつかきっと帰ってくると信じてこれからも待ち続けたいのに。でももうダメなんです。
As I sobbed, the tightness in my chest grew even stronger. As long as I like Butler-san, that pain will always continue. Because I like him, I want to hold onto that pain forever. But it was written right there in the letters for George-sama and the others. Butler doesn't plan on returning to the Oshiramiya family. He's forgotten about me and ROKKENJIMA. And he started a new life with a different name. I must wait for him for all eternity. No. Like, yeah, I started a different life with a different name. Okay, I'll remember that. Despite how painful, aching, excruciating this life,
これも試練な なんですか？帰ってこない彼を永遠に待てと。神様はそうおっしゃるのですか？無理です。私はバトラさんと一緒にいたいんです。それを願う試練がこれだなんてあまりに辛すぎます。
Beatrice hung her head in shame. If she hadn't encouraged Shannon so much, it probably wouldn't have been this painful. Shannon may have been the one to sow the seed of love in her heart. However, Beatrice had irresponsibly watered it and told Shannon not to give up. Beatrice scratched at her chest, trying to share Shannon's pain. What is gonna happen?
わらわのトガだ。
There's a new music. Beatrice mumbled to herself.
あなたに何の咎がありましょうか？
ありもしない約束の幻想を見せ、そなたの3年間を苦しめた。
Okay, so she's saying that, yeah, she encouraged or said to Shannon that, yeah, he's gonna come back and...
わらわがそなたの恋の目を育まねば、今のそなたはこれほどに苦しまなかっただろう。
That's the reason she's suffering right now, is because, yeah, Beatrice and I'll say Gap as well, they were giving Shannon hope. Yeah, they were giving Shannon hope that it's gonna be okay, he's gonna come. But now that it's being real, that he might not really come back and he's forgotten about her, Beatrice is just saying that, oh, it's my fault because I tried to encourage you.
シャノン、冷酷に聞こえるだろうが、聞け。
何でしょう？
I mean, it may be harsh, but some people, you actually need to say that. Yeah.
バトラを
Forget
わす
Butler.
恋の目など、もとよりなかったのだ。
いいえ。これは私の育んだ恋の目。どんなに辛くとも忘れることなどありません。
しかし、その痛みにもう耐えることはできないのであろう。
Wordlessly, Shannon held her chest and hung her head. It hurts, but sometimes people need to hear that, yes. For them to, I guess, move on. Because if no one says that to them, they will just continue this illusion that, yeah, that thing is happening still, but in reality, it's not anymore. That feeling burns inside me, so that I still cannot let it go no matter how much it hurts. And I spent 3 years pretending that I didn't feel that pain. Now I know that I feel it. And since I know, I can't bear it.
バトラへの恋の目を捨てることはできぬか？
はい。
だがそのままでは、その目は、根は、そなたを殺してしまう。人は宇宙を持たねば生きられぬ。そして宇宙は一人では生み出せぬ。2人いるのだ。
宇宙。
そなたは恋の目という宇宙をバトラと2人で生み出した。その片方が欠けたからそなたの宇宙が壊れたのだ。人は、宇宙は。
でも、私 私の宇宙を生み出すもう一人のバトラさんは帰ってきません。
ならば、バトラ以外のものと新しい宇宙を生み出すしかない。
バトラさん以外の誰かと生み出すというのですか？
Create one with someone other than Butler-san.
その誰かをわらわが与えよう。
誰かって何ですか？
そなたの心を、傷を埋め、癒してくれる存在だ。
A creature to bury the pain in your heart and heal you.
そやつはそなたを裏切らぬ。
He will not betray you.
そう。そなたの新しい兄弟だ。
Let it be a sibling. So here, Kanon is being born.
そなたに弟を与えよう。
弟？
福音の家で仲の良かった実の弟のように可愛がってきた少年。そういう存在をそなたに与えよう。そやつはそなたと二人で新たな宇宙を築くだろう。
その弟がバトラさんへの恋の痛みを忘れさせてくれるのですか？
そうだ。そなたには宇宙が必要だ。
では、この胸の恋の目はどうするのですか？私のバトラさんへの気持ちは変わりません。枯れさせることなどできません。
わらわがその目を代わりに引き受けよう。
あなたが？
そなたは恋の痛みを忘れ、新しい宇宙を作り直すことができる。恋の目はわらわが代わって引き受ける。わらわは痛みをも引き継ぐことになるが、わらわの持たぬ唯一の元素、恋を知ることができる。
Beatrice wanted to know love. She wanted to feel what Shannon had felt in the world of humans.
もしバトラが帰ってくる日が訪れた時、まだこの目が枯れずにいて、そなたが望んだなら、この目をそなたに返そう。それならばどうか。
Still hanging her head, Shannon gave a small nod but said nothing. It would mean release from this unbearable pain, and it would mean giving the bud of love to the witch to hold it in her place. Shannon spread the hands that she had held to her chest. As she did, a faint light popped out of her chest and floated in the air, gradually swallowing everything with its brightness. As the brilliant light began to fade away, Shannon and Beatrice, still facing each other, were now inside a vast, starry sphere like a planetarium. They were the only ones in this pitch-black, starry sky, or starry sea, I mean. Shannon felt as though she'd seen this place once before, but she couldn't remember. Then I made another announcement.
世界を変更。恋の目をシャノンからベアトリーチェに。
This way, Shannon won't be tormented by the love or the bud of love anymore. And furthermore, she will be given a little brother with whom she can create a new universe. The design for the little brother will be a younger boy at the Fukuin house with whom Shannon was close. For a name, let there be that character as the Fukuin House rules state, yeah, I've decided that's the perfect name to go with Shannon. Canon. He'll be a quiet, reticent boy. He'll come to ROKKENJIMA as a new servant. There, he'll open his heart to Shannon. As a duty-minded boy who loves Shannon like a big sister, he'll always be there for her. Let's have him be a special servant like Genji, who is permitted to serve Kinzo directly. Yeah, that sounds kinda cool. Then Beatrice? From now on, you will carry the butt of love. In other words, the role of being infatuated with Butler and waiting for his return will go to you. And now that makes sense, yeah. Now that makes sense. Now what I mean is, that's why you can say, yeah, the Shannon, George, Jessica, Canon, and then we have Beatrice, Butler. Because originally, that love was with the character Shannon, but she transferred that love to Beatrice. Okay. While you were still the witch who reigns over ROKKENJIMA's night, you have also been waiting for Oshirimiya Butler ever since that day 3 years ago. Along with his change in setting, I'll give you a new form as well. He did tell us what his ideal woman would look like. Remember? A woman with a good figure and a long golden hair like a foreign model. Okay, so now we're gonna get our Beatrice model. That one. Golden hair. Long hair. Good figure. Yeah, something like that. That's what the new Beatrice will look like. So come now, hold that butt of love in your heart as you wait for Butler. This way you will learn of love in exchange for earning pain. This will be the setting for my new world. For Shannon, a new servant like a brother will come. He will be silent, a reticent boy. A duty-minded kid who loves Shannon as a sister. And the butt of love that has tortured Shannon will go to the witch Beatrice. She will just be holding onto the butt of love for the time being. However, while she holds onto it, she will be a maiden of love or a maiden in love with Butler. For that time, you will be able to learn what love is. So come, let the world be modified. Oh, I am one, yet many. Awaken us, and stretch your wings in this new world. Are we back with Will? No. Slowly, I open my eyes to the gentle rays of the morning sun. How long has it been since I last saw such a pleasant morning? The face in my mirror is tear-stained and pathetic. However, my heart is as clear as the morning sun. I could still clearly remember the strange dream. However, I can feel myself forgetting it rapidly. The place I was in my dreams had been such a strange place. A peaceful, calm place. There, I had left behind the pain I had carried in my chest until yesterday. So this morning, my heart was at peace.
Ohayo, watashi.
Good morning, me. My tear-stained face really is pathetic. However, my expression is bright and cheery. Even now, I like Butler-san. But for some reason, I've calmed down. It feels like I put something precious safely away in the place it belongs. Butler-san, when will you come back, I wonder? When you do, I'd like to talk about mystery novels again. Oh, I almost forgot. A new boy servant will be coming today, right? One of the rare servants who will serve the master directly. What kind of kid will he be? I hope we get along well. What was his name again? I'm pretty sure it was Kanon. And then the chapter ends, I guess. Okay. So I guess, yeah. Kanon was born because Shannon Yasu had reached her limit with Butler, with him not coming back, and yeah, pretty much that character was born because she wanted suppressed feelings, or to suppress her feelings, right? Remember Kanon in the beginning? He was always not showing any emotions, not showing anything like that, and yeah, now we know why. I think I did said this in my theories that yes, Kanon was created like this because of maybe what she felt or whatever, because Butler hasn't come back and she needed to put her emotions aside, rather than, because yeah, she's a special case, right? For a normal person, they would just be them. They would just try to move on, but for Yasu's case, it's different. Instead of her trying to be better, for example, like with Shannon, right? The clumsy Yasu, she created Shannon to be a much more better servant. And yeah, now she has another one, Kanon. A servant, we can just say that, yeah, with a suppressed feelings, at least in the beginning, that doesn't show any emotions, doesn't show anything like that. The complete opposite of what Shannon is, right? And directly serving under Kinzo. I mean, you can see, or you can say that, well, how did it happen? It's because, yeah, I guess Genji Genji's the one in charge, right? For putting, Natsuhi, but Genji is, let's say Genji as well. So with Kanon having, or Yasu having another character coming in, Genji is playing along again, right? Because yes, how can you say that a new person from the Fukuin house just suddenly coming here for the first time is now serving under the master himself, right? So they're not really like showing it fully. They're just showing it in Yasu's POV, yeah. Because yeah, this is her story, right? But I want to actually see how it happens though, like, oh, like Kanon suddenly appeared. It's not random like that. Of course, like let's say Genji, Kumasawa, they know that it is still Yasu, right? So how did they take it? Or what did they say? That's what I want to see. Yeah, that is the one I want to see. The reactions to them. Like, did Genji say to Kumasawa, oh, she had a new personality again. She had a new character again. So let's play along yet again. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, let's see what happens. Another year has passed and we'll find out. Okay, we're gonna continue this and do more of Umineko and the Cry episode 7 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.